I bought this house 6 weeks ago to flip for $260,000. Let me show you the updates of all that has been done since then. So let's come on to the inside and see the progress on everything that's been done. So of course, I'm gonna be changing out this front door, but I'm gonna do that last because right now when contractors are coming in and out, they're gonna dirty and damage the door. But walking in, you can see right away that this wall used to be the hallway to the kitchen that I closed off to make a pantry. And if you come into the living room, you can see that I added 6 recessed lights along the ceiling, and they're finishing up the painting and the texture right now on the ceiling, but they've gotten rid of all the old floor, and they've got the baseboard and trim in, and all new sheetrock on these walls that used to be paneling. And then you can see over here in the kitchen, the wall has finally been opened up to create a much larger open feel and to have some sort of a bar top island countertop for the kitchen. And this gives it a more spacious and modern feel. We've already got the chandelier in, and they're just doing some minor touch-ups to all the sheetrock on the ceiling, all the texture. I didn't like how the old texture was, so they're redoing just the texture, and that's why they have everything covered up here. But all the cabinets are in, the countertops are in, the backsplash is in. It's just missing the appliances. But it's just gonna finish painting and texturing the ceilings, and then we'll be good to go in the kitchen and putting these recessed lights back in the ceiling. And back here is the pantry that I closed off that used to be the hallway, and my carpenter came in and added a bunch of shelving so that now it's a real legitimate pantry. All right, let's go to the bedrooms to see what the progress has been done. Now, this is the other primary suite over here and the laundry room. In the laundry room, nothing much was done. I just had it repainted. I kept the same light fixture, and I did a nice tile design on all the floors that you can't see right now because they're all covered in the brown paper, so you don't ruin or dirty the grout or tile. But it's a really nice tile floor design, and then a repaint. I'm keeping the cabinets, just gonna paint over them. And then if you come in over here, you have the first primary suite that's absolutely massive. I added 4 recessed lights in here, added a new ceiling fan, and then back here, this used to be that dinky closet that came out to here. That wasn't finished, that was just framed out to here, but I decided to frame out the entire closet. So if you come in here, now it's a massive walk-in closet with 2 entryways. So you can see this is a super deep closet with lots of space. Once you finish putting in the hooks, the racks for the clothing and hangers, you can fit a lot of clothes and a lot of storage in this giant closet. Now this was the small bathroom the previous owner had tried to add on himself, and he did everything wrong. The drain for this sink didn't actually drain or connect to the actual drain underground. He had it ran through the wall, exiting in the shower. And the shower pan before wasn't even sloped properly, so the water was pooling on the edges. So you can see it's really just a lot of small cosmetic touch-ups all around the house, and then we'll have the floors being installed next week. So we're getting very close to the finish line, but there's still a lot of detail work that needs to be done. Now coming down this hallway, we go to the other 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. So the bedrooms, for the guest bedrooms, I didn't really do much. All they've done is paint it and put in a new ceiling fan. So as you can see, it's pretty standard bedroom, just fresh paint, ceiling fan, and sheetrock patches, and that's it. This is the guest bathroom, and it's already done. They're just doing some small sheetrock repairs. That's why everything's covered up. But the tile's done, the vanity's installed, the sink faucets, toilet, everything's ready to go in this bathroom. So this is the main primary bedroom. And what I did was add recessed lights and add a ceiling fan. And if you remember over here, we had that bathroom with the weird layout with the 2 double door entrances and the toilet right here in the middle. What I did instead was I walled off the section right here and kept this door, but I changed this to the master walk-in closet while that became the bathroom. So if you open up this door right here, you'll see that my carpenter came in and added custom shelving and added all this space to store stuff. And once you install the closet rods, you can hang a lot of clothes here and just a really spacious walk-in closet. Now, on the other side, this is door we kept, and then we had the master bathroom over here. And we're first gonna put 2 large 48-inch vanities here, and they have to finish some plumbing repairs. And after that, we'll have the vanity lights. And then over on this side, you can see we completely redid and changed the entire layout of the bathroom. So how the toilet used to be over there in the middle of the room, we've shifted the toilet over here to where the old shower was, and we swapped the shower to where the toilet was. So you create a pretty oversized walk-in shower and still have the toilet space over here. So I think it's a much more functional layout compared to the old primary bathroom layout. And you'll have tons of countertop space with the 2 vanities over there. and then you have the oversized shower, and it just feels a lot nicer and more ergonomical. The space is just more efficient, more usable, and not any dead space. Everything's efficiently used and spaced out. Now in the backyard, I haven't done any landscaping yet. I'm saving that for the very end. But what I have done is I put up a privacy 6-foot fence all along the back that used to just be a small chain link fence about 4 feet tall. And all along the left side of the home, I put up a privacy fence as well. So now I need to decide what floor I'm going to go with, because the flooring contractor will start the install next week. So I have to decide and buy the floors and have the material on site before Monday of next week. And what I normally like to do for my floors is I like a light white oak color, like a super light color that's a wood look, not too much grains or variations. And I try to stay around $2 a square foot. That's a pretty reasonable price for a decent quality flooring for these flips. And I think I've narrowed it down to 2 options, one at Lowe's and one at Floor & Decor. So I'm gonna go look at each of these options in person, because a lot of times these floors might look good online on pictures, but in person, the color or the shade on how the light affects it can be different. So I'm gonna go put eyes on it, make sure it looks like how I want it to look in person, and then decide. Right now, I think I'm leaning more towards the Lowe's one, but I'll show you guys both options and then let you know which one I decide on. So the floor I normally buy from Costco is a Cardiff Beach Oak, and that one is actually no longer being sold in stores at Costco, and online it's way more expensive. In store it was like $2.20 a square foot, but online it's $2.90 a square foot. So I think for that price it's no longer worth it for these flips, and I'm looking at alternatives. The first one I'm here at is at Lowe's. They have a waterproof laminate here called Stainmaster Ambleside Elm, and it's the closest color I could find to the white oak color that I'm looking for. This is a little sample piece that they have, and I'm really considering this one. I really like the color, but I'm gonna look at another option at Floor & Decor that's only $1.90 a square foot. This one's $2.29 a square foot, so $2.30, or $1.90 at Floor & Decor. The thing is, if I buy it here at Lowe's, I have to piece together from different stores because they don't have enough that I need for the entire house. So I have to go to 3 different stores and buy out their inventory, and it's a lot of running around for either me or my contractors. They have about 50 boxes at this store right here, but I'm going to need about 120 boxes. So they don't have enough. So that's the floor right there. This one in the middle on the far left. This is the Ambleside Elm. It's a very, very light white oak color, and that's the color I love for all my flips. So you can see here it says it's a waterproof laminate flooring, and each box has 8 pieces, which covers 21.06 square feet. See, here's 8 pieces, and the coverage is right here. Can't really see it. 21 square feet. And yeah, I have a house that's 2,250 square feet, which would be like 110 boxes, but you need about 10% extra, so about 120 to 125 boxes what I'll need for this flooring. This one's the front runner right now. I really like the color, and for the price, it's okay. I mean, I wish it was under $2 a square foot, but the color is the most important because it makes the design, and I really love the color of that floor. All right, so now we're at Floor & Decor to see the other flooring option for the home. So this is the waterproof laminate from Floor & Decor that I used in the flip last year in Chinatown, Houston, that I really liked, and it's a lot more affordable at $1.89 a square foot. The only thing I don't like about this floor compared to the one from Lowe's is the color variation of the wood is a lot more different and a lot more variations. So it's not one smooth, even color. And you can see the design for the wood knot look is very prominent throughout on the print. And I don't like that. It makes it stand out. I want the floor to kind of just be very subtle. And I don't like that because it makes the floor stand out too much and takes away from the rest of the home and design. So I definitely like the color, shade, and the evenness of the design of the one from Lowe's a lot more than this one. But this one would be about $800, $900 cheaper for the entire home. So it's been a total of 6 weeks so far, and I think I need another week and a half to 2 weeks to finish. Now, this is my first flip in Dallas where I'm handling the project myself. I had 2 previous flips last year that had a GC, but I didn't like how they worked. They had bad communication, and they were really slow and expensive. So I'm doing this myself. I'm managing the subs remotely. I'm trying to build up my contractor base here in Dallas. That's why it's taking longer than I expected and costing more money. This same flip in Houston would probably be about $20,000 to $30,000 less for me, and probably be a week or 2 quicker because I have all my crews already set in Houston. If you want to see what the finished product looks like, make sure to subscribe to the channel so when I upload the final video, I'll break down all the final costs and the profits I made and show you all the before and after photos.